Happy Tuesday, Motivation Movers. It's your girl, the one and only Coco Renee. I am back in the flesh here on the official Coco Renee channel on YouTube and IGTV. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to an all-new Coco Renee's Motivation Movement. Yes, it is Tuesday. It is February the 5th, 2019. There will not be a daily affirmation today. We will continue on tomorrow. Since I missed yesterday's motivation movement, we're taking it on today. I've been under the weather, haven't been feeling good, haven't been feeling well. This morning was really rough for me. But you know what? Later on throughout the day, God gave me the energy to do it. And I just felt this like burst of energy in my spirit that said, let's do it right now. So while I'm in the mind frame to do it, I said, let's go for it. Let's just get this on out the way. Go ahead and spread this word. Whatever God, delivers from my tongue today, it is not coming from me. It is coming from the Spirit. And that is that. All right. So don't forget, again, hit subscribe, like, share. Don't forget to check me out on the Midday Boss Show on Rise Radio, the global station with the West Coast best kept secret DJ E-Dub from the Midnight Bosses. And check us out every Saturday. Midday Boss Show is on Rise Radio, the global station, which can be found on the TuneIn app. Okay, so make sure you guys download TuneIn, or you can go straight to your Google Play Store and download Rise Radio directly from the Google Play Store. Again, we are on Saturdays. Our new time is 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come in later on in the month. I know I keep saying this, but it's because dates for the relaunch keeps getting pushed back, but we are coming. All new Liquid Lunch Mix on Liquid Radio, so definitely stay tuned because I will have you guys briefed on the updates on that. So moving on, we're just going to go into the motivation movement today. So what is on my spirit? What is God telling me to talk to you guys about? Be careful what you pray for, okay? I might have mentioned this in the past, but I don't know if I've said it quite in the way that I'm going to present it today. So when I say be careful what you pray for, we a lot of times are sitting in situations where we are uncomfortable, we are unhappy, we are whatever emotion that we're feeling. We may have certain goals in life that we want to be able to live up to. Certain things we want to accomplish, certain things that we want to be able to pursue in our careers, in our lives, whatever it is, okay? Doesn't matter what shape, form it comes in. It could be being a better parent. It could be having a better career. It could be having a better marriage. It could be being a better person in your life, to the people around you. Whatever it is that you're praying on. And what will happen is that in the midst of you praying on those things, God will start transforming you and taking you through your transition, as we talked about all 2018 and transformations, right? As you're going through the transition and transformation, as you know, he'll start moving people and shuffling them in and out of your life, in and out of rotation. A lot of times it'll make you very uncomfortable. You know why? Because it's something that you have become so complacent, so comfortable in. You are used to a certain routine. You've had that routine for so long, part of the transition process. So you're not ready to let certain things go. Then when things get shuffled around, people are removed, people are placed, all kind of things is taking place in your life, and you sitting here wondering, why is this happening? I feel uncomfortable. I don't like, the direction that this is going. And then you want to get upset with God, but only for you to find out that it is perfectly aligned for the prayer that you've been asking for. Let's understand this. God cannot change your situation for the better, keeping you in the same situation you are in. You have to change. You cannot possibly expect change if you are not willing to change. And therefore, if you're going to pray for something, you better be prepared that you are going to have to make some serious changes in order for that prayer to even take place. God can't do with you what you want him to do if you are still stuck with the same state of mind, with the same people around you that are not helping you to grow. I know that I always speak about people helping you grow. You know why? Because we are surrounded by them. We are surrounded by family members, friends, co-workers, neighbors, strangers. We're surrounded by people on a day-to-day basis. We have to interact with people every single day. Unless you're a recluse sitting in the house where you have everything, at hand and you don't need people, which I find that hard to believe. At some point, you're going to have to get out there in the world and you're going to have to interact with somebody, whether you want to or not. And you have to be prepared when you are interacting with people. There will be energies that take place that is going to fester in your spirit, whether it's in a positive way or a negative way. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Those energies, whether it's positive or negative, sometimes those things need to take place in order for you to have change. You have to have someone make you feel uncomfortable in order for you to get in a position so that you can be comfortable. You have to recognize when you are not being treated fairly in order for you to recognize what being treated fairly is like. You cannot continue to sit in the same situation with the same expectations that you have and thinking that something is not going to change. That is impossible. God is going to move some things and shuffle some things around. You better be prepared to move. Stop sitting there asking God for things that you are not ready and willing to change for. Okay? Let me say that again. Stop asking God for things that you are not willing and ready to change for. Again, if you are going to ask God to put you in a better job in a new position, guess what? The job you're in, it might get a little bit harder. You know why? Because he got to get you prepped and ready for the new position that's coming. And in order for you to get prepped and ready for that new position, that means you got to go through some different things. You can't continue to sit in the same position and think that you're going to elevate to a management role when you're doing customer service role. You can't be on a customer service level doing data entry level, okay, which is like the basic level, and you're not willing to level up to take on more responsibilities, which is going to encourage a little bit more pressure because you now have to make changes in your day-to-day routine. If you want that management position, guess what? You got to be in a position to manage. If you don't know how to manage people, how are you going to ask for a management position? Period, point blank. There are certain things you are going to have to be willing to change. I was talking to a friend and we were talking about this. I talk to a lot of good friends of mine, on a weekly basis, just so that I could keep my tools sharpened. Okay. Cause iron sharpens other iron. So as I'm talking to, a couple of my girlfriends, a couple of, elders, I had gotten into this conversation where I had a friend say, this is what I want in life. And I know this is what I have to do to get to it, but I don't want to do it. But this is what I want. And I had to tell that friend, how is it that you can ask to be in this position and this is what you want, but you're not willing to take the steps and the measurements to get to it? You got to start somewhere. Oh, well, I don't want to go through all the extra this and extra that, but you want that extra money. You want that new position. You want to be in a better position. Guess what that's going to require for you to change and you to have the willingness to make the changes needed in order for you to get there. You can't sit being the same person you are today asking for an upgrade in life. You want to downgrade right now, asking for an upgrade. Guess what? That means you got to upgrade your attitude, upgrade the things that you're willing to do, shift things around in order for you to get the upgrade you asking for. You're not going to get that upgraded pay if you're doing downgraded work. Let me say that again. You're not getting that upgraded pay doing the downgraded work. Let me say this. Friend, I want my marriage and my husband or my wife to be X, Y, and Z. I'm so sick and tired of them treating me this way. I want them to be this way. Guess what happens? God starts shuffling things around. He starts taking the husband and the wife through these transitions that are uncomfortable for the whole entire household, because in order for God to transform people or transform you in a situation, that means that he has to change the way things are directed in your household. So you start getting uncomfortable, then you want to complain, oh, this person is now acting like this. Oh, now they're doing this all of a sudden. But you ask God to change them. In order for God to change them, or in order for God to change your view of them, things have to be shuffled around. He cannot keep you and that person with the same state of mind in the same situation and you expect to change. That's not going to happen. Stop asking God for things that you are not willing to make the proper changes for. If you're not going to make the proper changes it takes for these things to take place, don't pray for them. And if you're going to pray for them, be prepared for what comes with it. You can't ask God for any request and think that there's not going to be some work you have to put in for it. You have to put in the work in order for you to receive the blessings at the end of it. I've been through a lot. I have been with my husband for going on 19 years. I can't even believe that I'm saying that, because in my mind, I always feel like I'm forever young. I feel like I'm still 19 years old when I first met him, okay? I've been with him since I was 19 years old. It's 19 years later. Ain't that crazy? But as I look back and I realize I've asked God, can you change him? God, can you make him this? Can you make him that? Because, you know, when you're young, you go through young stuff. You do foolish things. You make mistakes. And I've been with him through the thick and the thin. I've been with him through the hell, the storm, the sunshine, everything. I've had people say, why don't you leave this person? Because if you don't feel that they're treating you the way you want to be treated, why are you still with them? You know why? Because I honestly felt like this is the person I'm meant to be with. This is my soulmate. This is the person I truly love. And I am willing to sacrifice certain things for to make it work. And in order for me to basically see the outcome in a positive way, I have to be willing to be patient through the process. I can't ask God to change and transform a person in my life, or for me to change and transform my attitude about my perception of that person, if I'm not willing to change my view, change my ways, and go through the tribulations and the trials and all the things that come with it. And once I've learned and accepted that God was going to take me through those trials and tribulations, is only when things started to change and turn around. Now the amazing outcome of what I'm seeing, I'm like, oh wow, it might have taken years, which a lot of people are not willing to wait around for. People are like, you know what, if it ain't happening overnight, I'm cool. And then guess what ends up happening? It never happens overnight, and the person is sitting there walking around, well, why can't I find nobody? Because you wasn't willing to go through the transition and the changes it took for that person to become the person that you've been praying on God for them to be. God cannot change us around, or our predicament, our situations, or anything else. He can't bless us up if we're not willing to work it up. Okay? If we want to continue to do the same work that we've been doing, we're going to have the same results. So if you don't like it, stop praying and asking God to deliver things that you are not willing and ready to work for. That is what I have for you guys today. That's been on my heart, like real tough, because I hear people say all the time what they want, what they're praying for. They're asking God left and right for these things, but they're not willing to put in the work for it. You got to do your due diligence. You have to do your part. If you're not willing to do your part, don't expect God to do it for you. All right, I gotta go. I love y'all. Hope y'all have a blessed rest of y'all Tuesday. I'll be back with the daily affirmation after today. But movers, until next time, toodles.